Welcome back to Fab Fun. My name is Logan, and today we're going to be working on a portable goat house shed barn thing. It's basically just a little bit bigger than a dog house, and it's going to be portable so that we can move it from fenced-in area to another future fenced-in area or different places around the property to let the goats forage. Eventually, I think it would just be like a kind of a house for the buck to stay in and keep him separate from all the does and kids. So yeah, that's the plan, and I've got something in my mind and a little bit of stuff sketched out on paper about what I want to do. I have some metal siding, roofing, and some 2x4s, so we're going to try to scab something together and make it work. All right, I think what I'm going to go with is a roughly 4 foot by 3 foot base. Try to keep it really simple and build up from here. We got some braces in here. It's not crazy heavy. 3 feet tall, 3 feet deep, 4 feet wide. That's not too bad. I've got an idea for a floor. Obviously going to be using some of this stuff, about 10 bucks a sheet at Home Depot. And that's the plan. More YouTube magic on the way, maybe. Look at that YouTube magic. I have a couple pieces of wood underneath that mesh, whatever you call it, expanded metal. I think that might make a pretty good little house for a couple of pygmy or dwarf, Nigerian dwarf goats, I believe is what we're getting. This could be a little house for them. Primered, expanded metal. Needs paint. All right, this is gonna be the tongue because it's gonna be a trailer, and I am gonna try to put a little strap on here to give it some bracing so it can't really twist instead of just screwing it straight down into the 2x4s. I don't know, might work, might not. It's thin enough metal I can bend it back if it starts to warp a little bit during the welding. All right, gonna do the other end. Try not to touch too much because it's hot. Yeah. Close enough, I guess. All right. Had a great day at the Maple Syrup Festival. Gave a lot of tours. Saw some cool people. Probably should have drilled holes before I welded. I'd say the heat might have tempered that steel a little bit, I don't know. Not a blacksmith. Looks like it's drilling okay. Just making a place for my screws to go. Yes. Maybe this drill bit is a little dull. Probably should put some Tap Magic on here or whatever other brand cutting fluid. But I've got quite a few of these little bits. Try not to bend it. I usually break them before I wear them out. I don't know why. It's not like I put a lot of pressure on them, as you can see. All right, that should be good enough for the screws to go through. Maybe, maybe not. Didn't really check. Probably would have been a good idea. No, probably not. No. All right, we're going a little bit bigger, but we've already got pilot holes. So that's good. That's a little bigger. That might work. Woo! I should probably get some kind of FR apron or jacket, welding jacket, something. This has lots of little burn holes in it, but it was old, so no big deal. All right. Gosh, this might work. You guys want to come look at it? Oh, here we go. Put some screws in there. Yeah, it's been in a little bit, but the idea is just to keep this from pulling to the side too much. And then I will put something for the four-wheeler to pull here on the very end. Did bend a little bit, but the screws will hold that down. Somebody's going to say, gosh, you should put a gusset in right here. Yeah, probably, but hey, it's goats, right? I don't plan on moving it a lot. And I can always add it later, I guess. Goats probably wouldn't like it if I'm welding with them in there. But they're just goats. Especially if it's upside down to weld it. Welds don't look great either. I will end up painting this. Let me know if that's loud. Well, it didn't fall off while I was beating on it, so that's good. Passed my little stress test there. Now I need a couple flat pieces of steel to drill some holes in the end of it so that I can pull this around when I need to. It smells like 3/8. This is a very, very expensive, very fancy Bridgeport. No, it's a Harbor Freight drill press. It has 0.0001 horsepower. But it works for small jobs. Looks like a 3/8 bit there. It is. We're through. Never wear gloves when you're operating a drill press. If you got snagged or something, it could pull your fingers into the drill, spinning drill bit there. Never do that. It's not safe. Again, this is for the goats. I'm not going to be taking this to any shows. Of course, it is going to be on YouTube. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad. Don't dislike my videos. This one needs a little bit more than just rounded edges here. So maybe we'll try to... Oh gosh, you guys aren't even getting to see me. Let's turn this a little bit. Hopefully that helps a little. Not if you can see better. Okay, great. Here we go. Sorry, I didn't realize I was throwing sparks at you. Next time I'll give you some safety glasses, but you'll be fine for now. Ooh, that's hot. Duh. Ah, my hand. Just kidding. tripping over this. I guess I'll weld it over here like this other one. Clean this up a little. Perfect. At least perfect enough. C-clamp. And you can come back over here and see what I'm going to do here, hopefully. The top here is going to be the bottom. So, consider how we're going to do this. We're going to be most limited by this top piece. I guess I could get it welded on and then put a bolt through. This is not the exciting part. Sorry, guys. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. In fact, nothing has to be perfect on this. Just needs to be functional. Ew. It's going to be really ugly. It's okay. It's a-okay. Okay, now we've turned it the right way. Try to make it a little bit prettier. That's not going to be very much to turn. I may have to notch this out. Or just don't make a lot of sharp turns when I'm moving this around. It's also a good move. All right, welding time. So I was at the festival today, and this like 13-year-old boy comes up to me, and he says, "Do you know where Nick is?" He's got a mask on, I've got a mask on. And I think, well, you know, Nick is one of the co-owners, and he's kind of had a hurt leg lately. He's been limping around a little bit. He's been going here and doing this, and I'm thinking, well, I don't know exactly where Nick is, but usually if you can find Josh, you can find Nick. So if you look for Josh, he's over here. And I'm explaining this to this kid that I've never met before in my life. And I say, well, his leg was hurting, so maybe he's taking a break in the camper, or he might be in the house just sitting down resting for a little bit, but I haven't seen him over there cooking where he normally is. I said, I really don't know, and I go through this like 5-minute explanation of where he could be, where he probably isn't, and how I haven't seen him in a while. And the kid looks at me and he goes, "Tickets. Do you know where the tickets? Or do you know where do you get the tickets?" I said, "Oh, yeah, it's over there. Right there on that big sign that says tickets." And right before he walks away, it was kind of an awkward moment, but right before he walks away, he goes, "I don't even know who Nick is." Okay. Kind of hurt my feelings. That's a horrible welding job. Let's take this off and make it worse. It's ugly, it should be strong. Now, the way I line things up, drop your little handy dandy bolt down into that hole, and hopefully that gets us pretty close to where we need to be. I might go through with a bigger bit and kind of wallow this out so that if I put a 3/8 bolt in through the hitch on the four-wheeler, it has some wiggle room. It's not too tight because this is pretty tight the way it sits here. But that should be good for now to weld. Awesome. YouTube magic. No, it's not working. I gotta admit, I saw Dirt Perfect do it first. I don't know if anybody else showed him, or maybe it's a joke from somebody else's channel, but I thought it was pretty funny. The whole YouTube magic, snap your fingers and all of a sudden the project is done. In a way, you know, it kind of saves the viewers from seeing really monotonous, boring jobs being done. Really hoping all this welding isn't hurting my GoPro. And for anybody that's asking and didn't see in the description of other videos, it is a GoPro Hero 8 Black. And I am using some kind of Boya wireless microphone. It is a Boya BY-WM2G transmitter, which I had hooked up wrong for quite a while as I tried to figure it out and eventually got it right. And actually I think it's performed fairly well, so hopefully the audio is good for you guys. Warm. I'm not going to spend too much time out here tonight. Because I haven't been around the kids very much this weekend. Working out at the festival, giving tours. I hope you can't see this weld very well. Kind of ugly, but it sticks around, kind of like me. Let's clean it up a little bit. I will paint this. That actually might be where I stop tonight, is when I paint this, primer it, and then paint it, and probably leave it to dry before I handle it again. And then maybe tomorrow night I'll screw it down to the bottom of the mobile goat house. Mobile goat home, mobile gome. I don't know. Never really wanted goats, was completely opposed to it, but the wife said, well, if you get a tractor, I get a goat. And I figure for the investment in a tractor and the amount of work that I can do with said tractor, pretty good trade-off to get a Nigerian pygmy goat or two and do the little bit of work of taking care of one of those. Hopefully it's very little work. Just kind of joking with somebody at the festival today, saying everybody's bringing their dogs. If I have goats next year, can I bring my goats? Nobody seemed to have a problem with it. So I'm wondering, can you train goats? I assume you can train them, but to what degree can you train goats? Can you train them to vote? And if you guys want to come with me, I will try to find a place to set you so you can see. This is my painting wall. And apparently I'm out of black paint. Well, let's primer up the other one. It's always good to work with proper ventilation and a face mask whenever you're painting, especially with any kind of aerosol.
Important not to get any runs. We don't want the goats judging me too much. I've got this turned the wrong way. I do like the Krylon cans of primer. Seems to go in well and it doesn't run very easily. Unless you're me. And you can't paint. It dries fairly quickly, and you can adjust the spray pattern with the little tip on the spray cans. Oh, that spot's awful hot. I wonder why. I've often wondered if you're painting a spot that was just recently welded, if the paint in drying very quickly, as you can see, maybe you can't. I wonder if that helps the paint, or it actually makes it not quite as good, not quite as durable. A little paint down there, they say.
Beautiful. I could be a professional painter. And that's how it's supposed to work. Now it's black, still wet. That's black, still wet. And brother-in-law Dave told me I needed to reinforce the bottom a little bit, so I did that. This is actually the bottom side. I'll be screwing in the tongue, I guess, from reinforces all the way to the back, and should stick out about 2 feet, maybe an inch or two more. That'll hook up to the trailer. I've got to come up with some kind of idea to fabricate a place to mount wheels on the side. Not exactly sure how I'm going to do that yet, but we'll figure that out tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you would like to comment in the comment section down below, I would appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you know when I make some more content, and hopefully we can get a little bit more participation from the kids, and you'll see a kind of a part 2 to the goat house build.